Next, under the session 1, Really Understanding the Myanmar Consumer, I would like to invite Umu Jor, Managing Director of MMRD Research Services, for the presentations of Myanmar developing rules in Asia.
Very good morning. Okay, let's start going. I've actually got a presentation that may not have a lot to do with consumers, but it's a really important presentation. I'm a little bit relieved because I see a lot of new faces here. This is a presentation that I've done 200 times, most of it overseas. What is it about? It's about why Myanmar. What I want you to do from the end of this presentation is have this as something that you will all get, and have this so that you can make the whole world consumers of Myanmar. So I'll be quite good. It's an amusing presentation, so please feel to laugh and take note, and hope you can enjoy it and see Myanmar in a new way. See how I do this mostly as UMFCCI, how I present our country, why Myanmar, and why we have a developing road in Asia. Okay, here we go. Statistics. Dia who general Myanmar relation people, no English ne pure haba, no? Okay. General who English at the do Myanmar than to do so into Kali Ludian low show, Nene on out chow. It's out, general Digawe, or English ne pure like me. 28th most populated, Myanmar. 40th largest in the world. Second largest in ASEAN. Largest land mass in ASEAN. Largest landmass in ASEAN, and general go down by net a chain. Yeah, so we have our own time zone, which I think is really cool. No? 6.5, that's what we are, 6.5. Nobody has 6.5 apart from us. Okay, the countries that borders Myanmar, 2.7 billion people, 41% of the world's population. I'll make this presentation available to everybody, so please don't worry. You've all got your website. It's a bit of a large file, but everybody can have this, so don't worry. In terms of GDP, it's 17 trillion, and that works out to something like 21% of the world's GDP. So that's basically why Myanmar is really important in Asia. We border 41% of the world's population and 21% of the world's GDP. If you think about it, especially with India and China, those are the raising economies that's going to make a lot of money, and you'll see that 21% figure grow much higher in the next 5 years. 5 years. But the real reason, this is the real reason why Myanmar is very important, is because of this. The birthplace of the human race is Asia, because Myanmar fossil finds turns history on its head. Our earliest ancestors came from Asia, not Africa. So, yeah, mankind came from Myanmar. All right? You can see there's an Indiana Jones at the bottom, and they found a tooth, and it basically says that Myanmar is the home of humankind. Mankind came from Myanmar. And if you don't believe me, there's a link over here, very important. This is in the scientific journal over here. So if anybody asks, why should I come to Myanmar, you say it's the home of humankind. Mankind originated from Myanmar. But on a serious note, business, we're all here doing business. Yeah, if you look at business, this little slide, I just love showing this slide. I don't really know what it means, but what it means is that there's all these trade pacts. I think it means that there's all these trade pacts around the region, and if you look at it, we got the biggest piece of the pie. So if you look at ASEAN, it actually says Myanmar. How big that important. So our integrated network around the region is very, very interesting. We have an advantage over our ASEAN friends in the fact that we do not belong to APEC. Only Myanmar and Laos. Everybody is in APEC. APEC is the Asia Pacific Economic Corporation. So this is very, very good for us. Yeah, we're still untouched by the Americans, so we're all happy on this. Okay, but there's probably 3 slides that you should remember from my presentation, and I think this is my second favorite. Maybe we can do a survey and see who's going to be the most favorite, but this is my second favorite. What this charts is how the shape of export-import with ASEAN and the rest of the world. Don't worry, it's very small, but what it does is that it's ASEAN and it's trading with China, trading with India, how the EU, so it just shows how trade is going. So in 1990, China and India, see the red triangle over there, did $11.5 billion. Okay? In 1999, so we're all alive now, there's a lot of young people here, we went up to 36.9 billion, an increase of 320%. Okay? Now, in 2009, it went up 600% to $222.7 billion. Yeah, you can see ASEAN sharing its trade over here. So what is that telling you? Yeah, where is the biggest growth rate in trade? It's ASEAN's trading with China and India. Say that, also quite interesting. Look at the figure of China and the EU. Yeah, we're doing 227. They're doing about that's nearly 400. Yeah. How does China go to the EU? Yeah, via Straits of Malacca, Singapore. Yeah, look onto this. This is going to be my favorite slide I'll show you later on. So be convinced. Actually, I did the maths over here, check the latest figures. This is a growth rate every year of about 8 to 9%, easily. Myanmar's ASEAN's trade with China and India. Okay, so let's look what's been happening with Myanmar all this time. So what you see here is all the trade that goes around Myanmar. All the trade that goes around Myanmar. Doesn't go through Myanmar, goes around Myanmar. Okay? If you look at the India and China business, how much is that? It's $76 billion. Okay? Why doesn't India just do this to China? Why does China not just do this? Yeah? My presentations are really bad. I make people think. Anybody got an answer? Why do you think China don't just go to India just like that? Why do it has to go all the way through Straits of Malacca, take about 8 days, 7 days, 6 days? Everybody's shy. Yeah, the reason is there are mountains. Yeah? Over 60% of Myanmar is a mountain, so you can't. Very, very, very difficult. Plus, most of the time, the Indian and Chinese, they don't get on. Huh? They don't want to share their produce. So that's the reason why. 76 billion. Right? So there you are. So you're all going to say, okay, that's very fine, Kumojo, but you know, how is that ever going to develop? I promise you, it will develop. You can promise the global consumers from Myanmar, it will develop because we have linkages coming up. This is the first linkages. This is called the Asia Highway. At the center of the Asia Highway, we have Myanmar with all its route. Those alignments are there. No? Those alignments there. Is it easy to do? $9 how long did that take? 2 years? It's not too bad. We did it all by ourselves with no money from overseas. Yeah? The World Bank, ADB, IFC, JBIC, they're all here, ready to set up office to loan us money. That link is going to become, and the idea is that link is going to take you from Vietnam, from all the way up to Istanbul, to Europe. But it's not going to work because you've got Iraq and you've got Afghanistan in the middle. So maybe not a very good link. The other one, the railways. Yeah, the plans for the railways. Very, very, very interesting. The so-called Singapore Kunming route is going to go through Myanmar. If you look at it through over here, these are the major linkages. See that special line in Myanmar that goes from Indian Ocean? I'll talk about that later. But this is an interesting one because this one, the dotted link, used to be the old alignment done by Japan during the Second World War. No, that was also being looked at to redone. So just imagine, we've got rail centres going out, rail links. Shipment of products and goods are much, much cheaper if you take it by rail. We have all these so-called economic corridors. I've been quite active in this, in my role at UMFCCI. I actually help develop and insist there'll be a southeast corridor. So what you have on the southeast corridor is you can go from Yangon, you go to Bangkok, you go to Phnom Penh, and you go to Ho Chi Minh. Little road that does that. Yeah, I really was involved with ADB. I made sure that Myanmar was in the southeast corridor. And these are the major trade routes. What can be done really quickly? No? Okay, good Mojo, you're saying what can be really quickly? Well, there's this link between Meso and Myawaddy. We think about $1 billion worth of business go through there. Yeah? This is something I study over here. If it's just about clearing border points, yeah, you can have your goods from Yangon into Bangkok in 1.5 days. In 1.5 days. If the roads are better, in less than 1 day. Yeah? The route over here is 400 kilometers to Meso from Yangon, and from Meso to Bangkok, I think it's another 400 kilometers or 600 kilometers. That can be done. The Thai's already got the money. It's a $30 million project. We're having a little problem with ethnic rebels who want a lot of money for us to do this. But that can be done straight away. Yeah? And we don't have to go to the Straits of Malacca anymore. All right, so we're doing that. Everybody heard about this Dawei project. This Dawei project is what I call no money, no honey project. Yeah? The money is not going to come in. Yeah? Nobody had any money to that over here. But this is the so-called economic corridor in Indian Ocean Gateway. There's the land bridge. Yeah? I don't care about the Dawei. It doesn't really interest me. It's nothing when you compare it to the Kyaw Economic Technical Development Zone. Yeah? Try and Google it. It looks very impressive. But we know that this is going to happen, is happening, will happen, and it's about 2 months away. Does anybody know why this project is very important for Myanmar? God, you're very, very shy. Oh, everybody here very, very shy. If you went to the Park Royal one, you have to pay at least $650, yeah? Here, you get to do it for free, all right? Okay, if you look at over here, it's very important because of the oil and gas pipeline, yeah? Oil and gas pipeline. Anybody got any idea of how much of oil is going to go through there to go to China? Everybody agrees China is going to be the #1 world, yeah, into an economy, yeah. They nearly are, just one country anymore. Everybody needs energy. 10% of China oil imports are going to go through this pipeline. That's just the oil, not the gas. How long is that link? It's about 747 or 770 kilometers. And it's going to, they're going to open the tap in August. August, the part, yeah? The oil starts pumping in. It's already there. That's the reason why the Chinese have been very quiet after the Dam project. Yeah? It's very quiet. They don't want to jeopardize this project at all. Huh? I didn't even think there was any more Chinese people in Yangon because they're so quiet. But this is the reason why. They don't want to jeopardize this. That's how big it is. Yeah? I love this. Is one of my favorites. I always loved doing this in Singapore because I said, this is going to shake Singapore. And the Singaporeans are going, why is it going to shake Singapore? So I said, look, see, I shake Singapore. You know? As you can see again, I shake Singapore. That is the size of Singapore compared to the area in Kyaw. There's hardly anybody there. Yeah? Right? Does anybody know Singapore started ourselves as a transit? Yeah? Now, China don't need to go through the Straits of Malacca. But the Singaporeans say, they don't worry lah. They say that we got casino now, so not a problem, yeah? And in fact, if you look at Singapore in about, that grows more than I think every year it grows by about 10%. Soon Singapore will be a rectangle, yeah, the way they're going. Again, a little bit of a view what it looks like. If you look in the satellite, this is what it looks like. And there you are. This is actually done about a year ago. MMID, we were involved, our social insight, we did social impact survey for this. There you are. You can see it's all done, all the pipe over here. And again, just to show that the Chinese are really serious, doesn't that look like a really modern city? That is Kunming. Yeah? You have to go and look at Kunming. Yeah? This is the western part province of China. There's about 45 million people. It is so developed. They've got an underground station doing over here. This is only because of it's going to be a major linkages. So, yeah, be confident as Myanmars, as people who are working in Myanmar, feel confident that in 5 years' time, 3 years' time, we will have reasons to make us truly be a very big, important linkage in Asia. So what does it really mean? Like I say, why do you think the Chinese has been so quiet? Direct route to the Indian Ocean. When you're talking about the trade, the political stuff is very important. Save up to 8 days. People say 6. I say 8. And 5% transportation costs. Yeah? You must visit Kunming. It really is incredible. Yeah? You know they are very serious. A rail link. Yeah, I'm starting to lobby now. The gas pipeline there, they are talking about a rail link. This is something that we should definitely own. It shouldn't be done with Chinese money. Yeah? It could take a day and a half or a day, and you get your products into China. Yeah, and then most of China investment is in the West. You heard about all the investment in Africa and everything they're doing over here. And very, very good. It will make the other big countries jealous. Yeah? When that goes over here, people will be very, very interested in what's happening in Myanmar. Just some of the locations. Yeah? There are plans. You're convinced over here. That's number 1. There's 1,500, 2,000 hectares, and so on. So that's proposed area number 2. And not forget, we're supposed to have this project coming out. I think in December we have the proper investment mechanism. We understand, well, I understand that 51% of this will go to the Myanmar companies, as in Myanmar big companies, Myanmar private companies. So that's there to do. So if you have a chance, if you see foreigners, if you want our country to be Myanmar consumers, so you tell them if you have investment potential, where else? Nobody's got any money to go and put anywhere else. If you want a culture that you understand, if you're Asian, where else? 84% is Buddhist. I do this really well in Thailand, so I use this for Thailand. If you want the best people, where else? 3 million people in Thailand, 120,000 in Singapore, and 300,000 in Malaysia, and maybe 4 to 10 million Myanmars, ex-Myanmars overseas. Me and Kyaw, as member of the Presidential Advisory Council, we proposed this in our very first meeting. We say, forget foreign investment. Let's get the original Myanmar to come back. And if you all know on the television, Peter Chu came back, HTC. Tiger Bomb is another big brand. So quite a lot of brands have come back to do this over here, yeah? So you tell me, if you're looking west, where else? Yeah? 40% of the world's population. And I always say in 2 years, 25% of the world's GDP. Tourists, yeah? And you tell them it's a good place to visit. So in conclusion, yeah, on terms of the trade opportunities, 50 years, been unlocked. Hotels are pretty full. Now they're not 100% full. I don't know why. All right. Privatization of petrol station and state-owned industries. Consumption power is increasing. Everybody says no, but this is ridiculous. Lungo do senene, yeah? Galaxy S4. 1,000 S4s in half an hour. Yeah? It's $700. Yeah? Everybody has already got a phone who brought another phone. 1,000 people. Can you imagine it? Yeah? And it's like $1 million. Done CPP, yeah? I thought Singaporeans were a bit weird, yeah? But Myanmar people, 1,000 Galaxy S4s. It's amazing. And trade with Myanmar is increasing. GSP, that means that we get very good trade preferences. Our products, zero tariff. It was supposed to happen in this month, but it's going to happen. And when that happens, you will start seeing people coming to Myanmar many times. Right. So, and when you tell them, you say, don't worry. No, if you come to Myanmar over here, you want to be have Myanmar as a consumer. If you want to sell, buy your products, yeah, there's a lot of Myanmar businesses can offer. I've been so many times in these conferences, especially the one that they're doing for $1,600 at Park Royal It was the first Myanmar Investment Summit, and I was chair of the session. About 300 people, over 300. Each of them paying $1,500. And I was a chair. I looked at them, and I looked behind my back, and I said, why are you all here? Yeah? Why are you all here? Because quite half of them were investors. I said, look, I think there's a mistake. Yeah? You hear people overseas a year ago, they would look at Myanmar and they go, and it's a little bit better than North Korea. If you look at it, everyone remember? Just a little bit better than North Korea. So all these investors, they came to Myanmar thinking that, you know, everything's underdeveloped, they can dig for treasure on our feet. I said, I'm sorry, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, but I think there's something wrong. We've not just a little bit better than Korea. We're really very, very much better than Korea. Actually, other Asian countries say to us, businessmen, we're very, very good. For 20 years, all businesses in Myanmar, most businesses in Myanmar, do it with cash. Yeah, we do it with cash. We don't have any lending. 99% of Myanmar businesses do not have a Visa card. Yeah, as we all know. We've done it with cash. And I promise you, yeah, I said, look at it. I'll give you an example. In the Yangon directory, yeah, I'm not plugging this in. I know yellow pages here. We have about 66,000 businesses. The Yangon directory is the biggest directory in Asia. We are, be proud of it, because everybody is digital. Myanmar Digital Mamakauna, yeah? It's the biggest directory in Myanmar. That's his website. Very good directory. No? I said, look at all these businesses. I promise you, if there was only any treasure underneath our feet, we would have digged it up a long time ago. So don't worry, yeah? It's all gone, and don't think. And still, a lot of investors are thinking to Myanmar. I have a very good friend here called Rudolph. We go to Myanmar businesses, and my friend over there in investment, we want to give you money. We said, we don't need it. I can give you back money. So this is the reason over here. But let's not forget what counts. Let's not forget farming. Yeah, only 3% over here of what we're looking over here is this is the amount of areas in Thailand. Yeah, 35.6%, still quite high. Maybe going down a little bit. Yeah, the dollar Z rate got down to leather madri. Sorry, this is a Myanmar issue. Yeah, down to leather madri, but exported rate to the dollar rate is sweating it hard. So say when's our book down there? No, did you have so down there? No, exported rate so in dollar rate GY. ကျွန်တော်အမြဲပြောရဲလို့ခင်ဗျားတို့ dollar rate တခုနဲ့ကြည့်လို့ရတာမဟုတ်ဘူးလို့ no dollar 100 export လုပ်လိုက်တဲ့အခါမှာ60ရာခိုင်နှုန်းက no dollar နဲ့ပေးရတယ်ထို့ကြောင့်ခင်ဗျား dollar တင်လိုက်တဲ့အခါမှာဓာတ်စီလည်းမတက်သွားဘူးလား no ဓာတ်မြေဩဇာလည်းမတက်သွားဘူးလားရှိသမျှဟာလည်းမတက်သွားဘူးလားလို့ဆိုတော့ဟာမှာအမနဲ့ပြောဘယ်လုံးမှပြောလို့မရအခု950ထိတက်မယ်လို့ပြောနေတယ်ဒါပေမဲ့အကယ်စဉ်းစားလေဟိုနိုင်ငံတနိုင်ငံတိုးတက်ဖို့အတွက်ဆိုတာအရင်ရေးကြည့်ရလေရိုးရဆိုဟိုတော့လုံကတော့20ဆို49ဘယ်တော့29ပဲရှိတယ်လေသူတို့မတိုးတက်ဘူးလားဆိုအဲ့အနေနဲ့လေးပြောလိုက်နော် not a good idea anyway but coming back to the farming we got a lot of land no so no why how bad we are behind in terms of our production. We have probably about 1.5 times or 1.2 times more area to grow. We were only able to produce 280,000 tons. Thailand produces 10.2 million tons of sugar. Sugar, you can eat it, you can drink it, you can put it in your car, you can make plastics. Yeah? All right. So what I say is, Thailand wants to be the kitchen of the world, then Myanmar is most suited to be a garden. It can also be very sweet. Yeah, so remember that potential. I'm going to put my money in sugar plantations. I'm waiting to do this over here. Please think about that. We only do 3% of what Thailand does in sugar production. This crop can be ready in 12 months. Yeah? So please remember, don't give out. Yeah? Don't give out. Don't be disheartened. Do it over here. You can do it. So tell them what else. What you do? You make sure Myanmar is in your plans. You tell them, please come to Myanmar. Seeing is believing. Wait for the working investment business laws. No? We're still not sure. What does permit to trade mean? Does that mean you can only do, you can't do export import, Or does it mean, a permit of trading is selling and buying of goods and services? We need to clear that out. We as association need to make sure that the government have good guidelines based on what ASEAN countries have already done before. Always get a representative of dealers. Everybody wants to sell their stuff. So tell them you want to be representative dealers. Many workers in other countries, start employing them. I'm already starting to do that here. And it won't be expensive anymore. No? We're quite lucky. Yeah, we're very lucky. Why is all the property in Myanmar so expensive? Even Madonna, she come over to Myanmar. Her house in New York is only $4 million. Yeah? In Myanmar, what can you get for $4 million? Nothing. Can't get nothing. Yeah? Really what? In our road, 1 square feet, $1,000. My God. Huh? How did it happen? Does anybody got an idea how it happened? Okay, I will tell you why it happened. It's really good. Can you imagine if everything was cheap? All the foreigners would be living here. We wouldn't have a job anymore, yeah? Because it's like an apartment in Chatrium 2 years ago when I got married, $1,500. Now $7,000. $7,000. Yeah, it's a lot of money. Yeah? So if you pay your money just on your rental, it's like, okay, $7,000, that's $84,000. How can you make $84,000 in Myanmar? Yeah? I'm a businessman. Very difficult, eh? Yeah? Very difficult. You cannot. Yeah? But anyway, this is the reason why it's been expensive. Yeah? You got this yet? No? The Jade disease, or what I call stupid Chinese disease, yeah? What it is during the last 5 years, we exported about coming up to nearly $5 billion. If you take extraction costs, maybe we're left with $2.5 billion. Yeah? That goes to maybe 200 jade investors, 200 miners. They cannot go overseas. They cannot put a credit card. What do? Hey, that's what you happen. Yeah? It's a small little seed money that's grown to be very stupid. I mean, I live in Tinganjun. There's a lot of nice houses. Yeah, everybody's asking for $4,000, $2,000. No, somebody say I give you $1,000 now. Yeah, but they don't. Somebody, you're not going to get it anymore. Yeah. So right, they got the Jade disease over here, and you're saying, well, Kumujul, how is it ever going to go down? Here it is. Here it is. I can get into trouble for doing this, but let's try it anyway, yeah? Don't worry, you have lots of land, yeah? Okay? You believe me, yeah? Lots of land, all right? Here you are, look, lots of land, okay? Now, you only need 2 bridges to go there. What are we looking at? So if you look at the bird's eye view, you've got 21 miles perimeter, but no, I didn't take it all of it, no? The share lunar on target like that, 701 million square feet, yeah? That can be done in 2-3 years. You just have to build 2 bridges. Yeah? Okay? So when that go over here, we can all afford it. Yeah? We can have a big, nice house. But somebody has to do it. Yeah? Somebody has to start talking about it. So, and it be 55 million people, linkage to China and India. Myanmar is a must for business expansion. And what I say is, please pass the message. Use this message to get people, the global, our Asian partners, to think about and use in Myanmar and consume in Myanmar. And before I finish, this is my best slide. This is my best slide. Because I can't afford anything. I'm waiting for this to happen. So, 2 days in Myanmar. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your fruitful presentation, Your Honor.